Okay, so you've all made it to chapter 7. Now, this is going to be the muscle physics portion, but as you probably already know, I'll start off with a little bit of a different tangent, but once again, that's how I like to work, where sometimes I'll kind of leave some of the tweaking portions to the next, day even, let's say, for myself. And what I'm going to do will not take very long, but I think you'll find it very helpful. The first thing I want to show you guys, and you probably already see them on here. Actually, that's not true. Those are just the pins. Okay. Well, why don't I select muscle? Actually, select X muscle. Sure. Get rid of those pins just to clean it up a little bit. What I wanted to show you. And actually, let me apologize a little bit in advance. I am a bit sick, so if I'm a bit more muffled or harder to understand, that is why. Okay, so under here, microcontroller. I've never been able to use these. In part, I believed it was because of the muscle conversion process I used to use. But with that being rectified in the new way it's done, these do work. So let me just show you. Okay, it's taking a second, and you see what it's created there. Now, it's in control of this weight paint map, right? And obviously that's not what I want, because it'll pull his whole body. Okay, so let's kind of make a little rough outline. All right, weight smooth. We got a 25, which is what I'd like. And then I'll show you just kind of how it works, right? Where you can just kind of, tweak it to kind of where you'd like it. And that's great for if you have a muscle deformation and it's not really pulling tight against the skin anymore, and it just like you want that, the slide of the skin. That's a great tool to kind of reintroduce it. The only issue is there's not really a reset function built in with it right now. So when you set it somewhere, it's kind of like you can't just reset it like in pose, get rid of the pose and go back to your default position. You don't really have that option. So if you pull it really far out for one of your animations, it might be hard to replace it in the proper place again. But there is a bit of a workaround where you could, if you really wanted to have that function, you just have to kind of reset it this way, right? With this function, you could just click it off, click it on, but then you're rebuilding out the weight paint map again. Here, let me show you this too quickly. So if I pull the way out on here and I go back down, you'll see that I went too far. I also have that where I can toggle how much impact it's having, how much influence it's having over that muscle. Okay, and now I'll just apply this to just a couple muscles, not very many. And I'll stop talking and just probably speed run through this in fast forward mode, because it'll be very repetitive. Okay, I'll just take a quick look at this because I don't really want it going over there. That should be okay. Okay, I want to do just one last muscle, which is not fully, this isn't all the teres major, but that's what I called it. Because I find that this is the one that kind of is sometimes hard to get it to show as it typically would, where I think of like Bruce Lee when he does his lat spread and you see just like the full deformation and all the details of the muscles on his back, and I really don't want to lose that, right? So especially on a character like this that is quite like chiseled, Okay. Now that's all set, and then there's one last thing I want to do for some of the tweaking portions. And right now I'm set to FK, and there's a reason for that. But when I, pull this arm up, and then, twist it over, that's what I want, sorry. Pull it over like that, maybe a little bit more. Oh, that looks good. And then, pull that hand in. There's one thing that I really didn't like that I used to do. I can still obviously pull that up as well. And that is right in here. And I'll show you just with this example that I have. This is from 3D Scan Store, which is where I buy a lot of my models. But one of the things that I love, particularly when I'm trying to do the diagnostics for my X-Muscle System characters, is you can see how this guy actually deforms his muscles, right? And the big one is right here, where you'll notice that that shape pulls in a lot more than what you're seeing on here, where he's like kind of bloated out a lot more than he should be. And I have a particular solution that I do for this, where I'll usually make another shape key and I'll call this left lat. Nope, let's delete any drivers. And I'll show you why that populated in just a minute. I'll turn this back on, and then really what I'm trying to do, and you'll actually, if we look under here, under the body, that actually looks a lot better. That's a lot closer to what I'm going to be wanting for this guy. So, okay. All right. And maybe I'll even take a look at the pectoral again. And there. It definitely looks like the pectoral raises, right? Let's find one where he's down. A lot of them, obviously, he's flexing the pectoral, but even compared to here, you're seeing that it's a lot higher and tighter, right? So we're going to be faking that a little bit with what I'm about to do. And so I will also bring that portion up a little bit as well. Okay, and then let's just take a quick look at the before and after, right? And then you could also use those microcontrollers to kind of manipulate it even a bit more, right? Especially, well, you're seeing a lot of shape in the back, but it's still, this is now introducing a lot more shape. Actually, I kind of wonder though, on the weight paint map for, let me go back up to tricep, weight paint mode. Oh, we are missing a lot in there, aren't we? Okay. Well, the good news on that is we can reintroduce a good bit of it. And I think that will kind of beef out the shape a little bit more, like we're hoping it will. Because I kind of thought that looked a little flat. And I will kind of smooth that out. Maybe not 25, we'll do like 10 iterations. If we got to tweak anything, that's fine too. But okay, let's take a look at the shape of that muscle a bit more now. And let's kind of, I just want to see a bit more of the movement that I might have. Oh yeah, like come on, that looks so much better. I will remove some of the artifacts you're seeing in that, like right there, and that's gonna probably be from, could be the tricep. Gosh, come on. And once again, I can tweak those microcontrollers. Oh, that makes me so happy to see. You know what? Just for the next thing I'm going to show you, I'm on number 10. I'm going to keyframe that. Keyframe that. And I'll keyframe that there. Like that. Okay, and then I'll go back here. Okay. So now we're seeing in there that very quick movement and the deformation occurring. But what I'm going to show you is just, once again, something that I do. So I'm going to go in the Auto Rig Pro. Okay, and then under my skin setting, you see in here, you have the shape key tools, right? So I'm going to take that, the arm. That C, though, is so crucial. And I've messed up many times with that C. That's very important to this. Don't just do the arm FK. And I haven't figured this out for the KL or the IK, sorry. Just for the FK have I figured it out. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that I have this selected on my body, which I do. I'm gonna click on this, okay. Create driver, bam, we have a driver. Now this is going to be my 0. And you see that, okay, sorry, let me slow down a little bit. We have rotation Z, and the reason that that matters is if I come up here and I'm under item, you're seeing that this is a rotation that we're wanting primarily. We're almost at a 90-degree angle. That's what we're wanting. Is this axis, or sorry, it shows Z on there. Maybe ignore me, or don't ignore me. You need to listen to me. But I've tried it. It is the Z axis that I'll be utilizing under Auto Rig Pro. Let me just show you. And I have kind of done it trial and error where I just go through all of them. Okay, so we'll set that up as the 1. And going back down to 0, that should be set as the 0 mark. Now we are seeing it move in real time. And now, whenever he lifts his arm under FK, you're going to get that deformation, right? Which is really, really nice to have. Because once again, I just think it adds so much fidelity into the movement. So if I bring that right down, you're seeing that pec start to go down as well. But I really want to be able to tell you guys why it's that axis. Sorry, my brain's not braining right now. Okay, it's as simple as this. It's the Z-axis going upwards. That's where I got that from. I apologize. It's simple. I'm overcomplicating it. Okay, so we have it on that side. Actually, let's keep all that deformation stuff for now, and then we're gonna replicate that same thing on this other side. So we have that, and then that one. Copy pose, paste pose, flipped. Okay. And now I'll have to remember this a bit in real time. Okay. I need to make a new shape from mix. Beautiful. Now go back to 0. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that weird movement. Like he's about to curse somebody. That really shouldn't matter though, because that part's down. Then what I'm gonna do is mirror shape key topology, and let's see if that did work. Okay, and that's all you're gonna need for that. Obviously, you're seeing the weird lack of a bicep on there. And that'll be right lat. It'll be the same sort of thing, right? Where we're starting at 1. We're going to go from that bone to body. I'm going to create driver. And then it's going to be just R, right? Not 0. Going up. That will be 1. And now we're also getting that deformation on that side. And when I do the mirror, you're gonna see it. Okay, you're not doing what I wanted on this end though. Now though, are you gonna go up slowly? Okay, give me a second. See, FKR, yeah. I shouldn't even have to do that, because that'll be the one value. That should be the one value. Let's see where the arm's fully up, yeah. And then down here. Zero. There's always something, I swear. Always something. CRM, FKR. Huh. That was definitely showing L. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, I think I got it now, but I don't know what the issue was. Okay, I want to make sure it works for both of them though, so I'm going to... Actually, I'll just copy all these over. And then the base is flipped. Okay. Make sure I'm getting it. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Now, though, the real testament will be what we'd see without it, right? Especially on that side, right, where we actually have more of the deformation. I think that makes it look so much better. And you can continue to tweak that into the exact placement you might like, right? Like, you might want to see more of that upwards curve, which would not be hard to do, right? You could just pull that up a little bit, right? But I just wanted to give you guys a bit of a... an idea. So it's like, once again, for instance, you could just, you know, even now you could still just pull it up and have it a bit more tight. Right now I actually think it's, you know, it could just be that you want to pull it in here, right? Or right now it's probably hitting that quite a bit already, but feel free to tweak that as you will. I'll probably continue to tweak it as we go ahead anyways, but I just wanted to kind of show you that. Okay. Oh, that makes me so happy though. Okay, so now we will move on to the second part. And we'll get rid of that. Okay, and now we'll get into the muscle physics. Okay, so under here for jiggle, that would be the weight paint map we'll use. Under the muscle dynamics. And first we'll paint, and I kind of go the opposite route, so okay, I'm gonna isolate this. Weight paint, okay. Then I'll just add some to the tip there. And maybe some of the side. Now I'll go through, smooth it out. Yeah, I'll probably do, let's try 15, but I'll probably do negative point, I don't know, let's try 4 on that or something. Yeah, just enough kind of around the edges there. And then I'm going to invert it so that most of it is active in the simulation. And then these are, I'm going to show you the settings I use. Doesn't mean you got to use them, but this is what's worked for me when I've kind of had it simulate under, like, you know, intense movement, right? Like punching or running, or so you might want more jiggle. And you will see once I get to like the section on like the female anatomy, there will be a bit of a difference, like obviously for breasts or the buttocks and stuff like that. But this is typically what I'll stick with, and even for the female anatomy, this is usually what I'll stick with. So under here, springiness, I'll do 0.9. Under here, I'll do 0.85. And then everything else, for the most part, I keep right around there. Let's see if I can, I'll put this down to like, I don't know, 100. Let's see if I can maybe give you a bit of a visual representation. That's not what I want. No, we'll do like, sure. Then we'll, I don't know, from 100, we'll just bring it forward. Maybe down a bit. It is on, but it just might not be enough movement. The best way to kind of tell is oh, okay, there we go. Now it's working. See there, you're seeing some of the like striations, right, coming out. You're going to see that, obviously a lot of it is jiggling. You're seeing a little bit of deformity. That bounce right off the bat, I don't really know how to remove that. Usually I'll just start my animations a couple frames back. Okay. Alright, so we're off to the races. I'll remove that for now. And I'll probably fast forward unless it's a unique muscle. That one, maybe I'll try 0.2. Not even 0.1. Sure. And same thing, I'll jump in here. 0.9, 0.85. Okay, whoops. Forgot that. Okay, now this is just me, but I don't actually usually do much physics on the forearm. I find that it takes a ton of time and you might not get as much back in return. Obviously, that's fully up to your call. For me, from just a cost-benefit analysis kind of way of thinking, I don't run simulation on this cluster of muscle because, once again, it takes so long to do. And then it's the same thing for this front calf muscle here. Once again, same premise though. You just kind of, on either end, you're having the clear portion, the red will be in the middle. If you want to, go ahead, but once again, be prepared that it will make your simulations take quite a bit longer. So this was the one that was a little bit more, maybe a little bit slower moving on, kind of jumping on, because I kind of do this in parts. Right, where, okay, I'm going to jump in. Alright, we paint. Bottom part's pretty simple. Right, pretty straightforward. Same with the back. That's the issue though. Okay. And that's what I mean, I kind of work on it in sections. Okay. Oi. Oh gosh, okay, I'm gonna rectify that right now, because that will not be good for animating. And let me take off the what is going on there? You know, I'm just gonna delete that entire flap. Yeah, let's see, it does all that face. Okay, where's it going? Come on. Now, forgive me if I'm not going to be as particular on this, just because I know like it'll never really be seen. The reason that I am kind of still going to tackle it though is that I think that will that could negatively affect the animation. So it's important that, yeah, any ends like that you don't want. I'll still invert it at the end though. Okay. Next, I'll do the lats. This should be a bit simpler, I think. Maybe just a tad into the middle. Once again, I take some liberties on this, right? But I just guess that's kind of a connective point. You probably see a little less. Then we'll do this cluster. I think what I'm going to do on these, honestly, I might just make them entirely red and not physics-based. You can, once again, but like it depends on how high fidelity you're going, but like to me, that's something that it won't really have an impact at the fidelity whatsoever, and it will increase the amount of time exponentially. Okay, and then we'll invert. So it's your call, but for me, it's just not worth it. And that's maybe something like that is how it should look. A little bit in here. And this is another thing I'll do, is I will actually, maybe I'll even pull a bit of a gradient up the leg. Please don't crash. Because I don't really want that to have a ton of movement. Okay, and then we'll invert. And during the animation process is really where we'll diagnose a lot of this. And in here you will see, like that's, yeah, you see a lot of quad movement, or at least you should want to, right? So we'll do something like that, and we'll tweak during the animation. And go a bit longer on that one. Wait, smooth, and then invert. Okay, then I got to speed run a bit through the 0.9, 0.8, 5. Okay. Well, I hope that was pretty linear. I almost feel like the first portion took up a bit more time than the second, but the last one is honestly a big part of the process is really now done, right? Next chapter during the animation diagnostics test, I'm going to apply an animation from Mixamo, probably a running one, and then we're going to be able to animate the muscle but see all the movement in kind of more intense environment or range of motion, and then we'll make tweaks accordingly. but this is a really good base to start off of, and I always go this route. And then I'll go in and I might tweak some of the variables, bring down some of the weight paint maps, or bring it up, or whatever I might need. So thank you for watching. I hope that was linear and enjoyable, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye-bye.